Hello and welcome to the 100 Indie Artists Project. This is a music project designed for and by independent artists to help you firstly get to know some of the incredible musicians in your community, as well as get to know some insights and some tools that you can take on board with your own musical marketing journey. Tell us about who you are as an artist and your background.
Hi there, I'm Anna. I'm a German singer-songwriter and I'm currently living in Berlin. My musical journey started actually in my early childhood. My father introduced me to classical music and country music, and I fell in love with opera. I think when I was 5 or 6, my father went to the opera with me the first time, and since then I was just very into it, especially like operas from Mozart and Verdi. That's like my favorite ones. When I was 6, I started learning violin, and then I was 14, I wrote my first songs. And 10 years later, in 2020, I started releasing music. And for a very long time, I didn't even think about doing anything with my songs. I was just writing them for like personal reasons. And often when I was asked if I would like to release songs or become a singer, my answer usually was like, no, why would I want to do that? It wasn't my plan. But in 2020, I think on the 1st of January, actually, I felt like, why not? Why should I not try it? I love writing, I love singing. It would be sad if I have all these songs and never actually do anything with it. So I started working on releasing songs, and so far I have released 1 EP, several singles.
What musical projects are you working on right now?
For this year, for 2023, I am working on the biggest project so far. I want to release an album with 12 to 15 songs that I have written over the last 2 to 4 years, and I'm really excited for that project. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it will turn out, how the songs will sound like at the end, how the reactions will be. So it's gonna be a good year, and I'm looking forward to the end of the year to see how it was.
Where do you feel that you're at in your musical journey right now, and where would you like to get to?
As I said, I started writing songs when I was about 14, but I only started releasing songs when I was 24. So one part of me feels quite experienced in the process of writing songs and singing. The other part of me feels like a beginner in ways of marketing, promoting my music, doing social media, all this stuff. So it's a weird mix of feeling experienced and feeling like a beginner.
What do you love most about being an independent artist?
I think the best part about being an independent artist is that all the decision making is on my side. I decide what the songs should sound like. I decide what I write about. I decide what I'm gonna do with my songs. And I really like that part.
What do you find the most challenging about being an independent artist?
The biggest struggles are that all the decision making and all the responsibility lies with me. And I think from time to time I'm my biggest enemy, because I tend to be lazy and I tend to avoid the things that I don't really like that much. For example, I don't consider social media and marketing my music as my biggest strengths. That's a New Year's resolution that I have for 2023, that I want to work on that. On the other hand, I love singing, I love writing songs, I love performing. So I try to be more consistent this year and doing both parts of being an independent artist.
What has been your experience in marketing and promoting your music?
I think my overall experience in promoting my music and music marketing in general is that you have to be consistent in what you do. And so far, that's one of my weaknesses. I have phases of being very active, and then I have phases of doing absolutely nothing. And I'm still trying to figure out a way in between of being active on in a consistent way. I'm learning, and I'm trying to make myself like little reminders every day or every 2 to 3 days to do some, like, promote my music, do social media, get my music out there. I have to remind myself, and I'm still working on it, on being consistent and doing it on a regular basis.
What has been one thing you've learnt along the way that has been the biggest game changer for you in music marketing?
I find it difficult to talk about one big game changer in order about music marketing, because yes, there are a lot of things that I have learned, but I think the biggest learning that I had so far, and it's not just related to music marketing or promoting music, is that I am able to learn. I can change things myself, and it's something so obvious and it sounds so easy, but it's actually very helpful to remind myself from time to time that if I am not good at something right now, I can change that. If I put time and effort in it and I sit down and really get into it, then I can change things. I yeah, it's that simple. I can change things if I put time and effort in it, and I think that's the biggest game changer for me, even if it sounds very simple and basic.
What has been your experience with building a fan base, and what have you learnt along the way?
Talking about a fan base is something I still feel quite strange about it, because as I said, I'm quite new to the whole part of releasing music and being a singer, actually. So yes, there are people who listen to my music on a regular basis, who get in touch with me over social media, who give me feedback about the stuff that I do, but it still feels weird considering them my fans. And I think the best parts to actually engage with new people who might turn out as fans to your music is playing gigs and putting your music out there on social media. I think that's what helps the most. But I still feel weird talking about fans or a fan base.
Earning an income within music can be very challenging and often requires a diverse source of income streams. What are some of the streams of income you have relating to your music?
As a musician, I do get money from time to time, mainly from two sources. One is streaming platforms like Spotify and iTunes. The other one is playing gigs, and I don't get much money from streaming platforms. That's just a very small amount from time to time, and the biggest amounts of money come actually from playing gigs, and that's something I try to increase this year to be out there more often, to play more gigs, to engage more with people, to collaborate more with other musicians. And one day I would love to be able to live from my music. I'm not there yet. I'm still working part-time and actually finishing my master degree. And beside all of that, I'm doing music. So it's from time to time, it's quite a lot of work, and it's difficult to being focused from time to time, but I love what I'm doing, and I'm happy that I can do all of it.
What advice would you give to an artist that's watching or listening to this who is beginning to embark on their own independent musical journey?
I think one advice that I would definitely give to anyone who's thinking about becoming an artist or doing more with your art no matter what kind of art you're doing, is doing it. Do it for yourself. Do it because you love it, and just try it. You define what success means to you, and I think the most important thing is that you just try it. If it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to be, I'm sure you will still have good things that you can take from it. And you would definitely regret it if you would not try it. So just try it and do it for yourself. I think that's very important. Don't do it for other people. Don't do it for money. If money comes from it, that's a great thing. But first, I think you should do it for yourself. And never let anyone tell you that you're not good at it, or you can't do it, or you shouldn't do it. I have had a lot of people over the last years that told me, I can't sing, I'm not good at music, I have no talent, or even I don't have the looks for being on a stage. I have had that too. And when I was in 12th grade in school, I had actually a music teacher who told me that I have no talent, that I should stop singing, that I should stop music, and that I will never make it. And I'm really glad I didn't listen to her. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it or you shouldn't do it. Just try it. And it's on your terms, and you decide what you're going to do with your art and where you want to go. Don't let anyone tell you what to do and how to do it, or if you do it. Yeah, I think that's the biggest advice that I could give. Thanks for listening.